Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a great Wednesday. We had a okay Wednesday, or I had an okay Wednesday. It was tough. This price action is really getting to me. I'll go over some of that, go over my trades today, and really discuss and really talk about how the price action I think has really affected my trading. But I believe maybe it's starting to shake itself out. We'll see. We'll see how the price action goes tomorrow and Friday since we had such a big drop today. Um, so here's my chart. Are my wins and losses on the day. Um, got in some early trades. I got in Tesla, Meta, and AMD right off the bat, and I'll go over those first, and I will go over the strategy, my trades, and let me get on Meta real quick, and then I will show you how this strategy works. This is we call it the LRC strategy, or I call it the LRC strategy. It is basically a linear regression channel that's anchored at specific key points in the pre-market. Those key points become major support and resistance levels or support and resistance levels throughout the day, but also to help provide great entry points. Kind of like an ORB or an orb breakout type setup, but really different. It actually becomes a level that is respected in many facets. We can use it to enter trades, we use it to scale out at certain levels, and we also can use it to take profit. Um, so basically, I will explain what I did today on Meta and my trade. Let me pull up I had this up a second ago and I accidentally closed it out. So on my Meta trade, I'll pull this over so you guys can see how I can open this. Okay, so this was where I entered my trade on Meta. I'll go over it on the actual screen here in a second. So I entered two calls at this level and at this breakout. I took I scaled out here. I held to here, and I actually ended up taking the rest of my profit, which was a very small profit, and you'll see that in a second. It was not a whole lot, but so the reason I entered here is we crossed over the LRC, which we also crossed over the 505 level, and which you can't see it, but there's a long LRC, and if you do not know what that is, you can look that up in the videos. I have that in my videos. It's called the long LRC, how to use the long LRC and to set it up. So you can go check that out if you like. And it's extremely important, in my opinion, especially not only with this strategy, but I think it should be used with most all strategies. It gives a very, very clear view of direction, um, pivot levels, and such. So take a look at that. I think you'll like it. Um, so right here is where I entered, as you saw on previously. I entered on this candle. Why did I enter there? Well, we had price come up above. It came back down below. Once it pushed up, I decided to go ahead and take a trade right on this candle. I may have taken it sooner because so usually my strategy or my rules are get a close over the LRC above the 20 and the 200 EMAs. Then I take the next candle above. So I may have taken it here. Um, I'm thinking I may have taken it there. I'll have to go back and check. But either way, I took it here, held, scaled out here one. I only took two. And then I took the second. I exited the second here because we reached up to the 510. So also with my my rules for the strategy is to trade, from levels to levels. And and when we have these really close levels like this in Meta and some of the other stocks, as of late we've had some really close levels, and that gives us a lot of trouble getting, follow through or continuation. So I actually am just scaling out everything. I exit um, my entire position, and the reason I do that is because the way I trade major levels, and I'll show you over here, it's a great example, is once you break through a major support and resistance level, once you break through that resistance, I look for a couple, maybe a candle, maybe another candle, another candle. I want to see this pull back to this and then get actual confirmation for a move. That's when I re-enter. Because that's given me confirmation that we're really going to get through this level for several different reasons. One of which is market makers these days are just really taking people's money. They'll spike a candle through, and all the buyers start buying in. They'll pop up a little, more buyers buy in, and then they drop it back below the level, and then it goes the other way, and they trap everyone. So that's how they trap you. Be careful with it. You want to give it time and make sure it works out. And a perfect example of that is the 505 right here. You had this big push down, had another candle. You could have taken it here, but what the smart move was to wait for the pullback and then get in right here on this confirmation candle. Didn't get much more than you would have got here, but that is the smart move. No question. Because that's going to give you confidence that the the actual trade is going to continue in this direction. A lot of times if you get the big move down, starts to come down, all the buyers start jumping in, they buy it up, and they trap you, take all your money, you end up with a loss, and they get it at a good price and push price back up. And they've been doing that a lot lately. I'm sure a lot of people have noticed. You can see with the types of candles that have been coming in, just crazy candles, crazy price action. So just be real careful of that. Be cognizant of it. Make sure you don't get, don't give your money to them. That's the best advice I can give you. So I ended up making only $90 on that trade. I got into an AMD trade at the same time, basically. They were running together, and I just messed up because I had both running. I didn't get out when I wanted to on AMD. Got in. I got in AMD right off the start as a breakout move, and I sold. I got in six here. I was up like $200, I think, like right here, or maybe like 150 bucks. I just waited because I wanted to follow my rules, but and I did follow my rules. So I came and I closed here. I exited on this candle, which was a second close below my 134. I took a loss. I was down like $248. So I did have a loss of $248 here. But when I saw this coming back up, I re-entered right here. I rode up. I took a little bit of profit. Now at this point, I only bought two, and I held, and I sold right here for my second. I got it at the very top, which only took away 200 and let's say 240 buck or 200 $200 roughly. So I ended up with a $42 loss. However, I was able to make back that loss, and that was great. Um, I should have scalped right here on this level right away since I was in with six contracts. It got to my LRC. I typically scale out as soon as I get to that. It doesn't have to touch it, guys. It just needs to get, in pretty close proximity. And I should have scaled out. That would have saved me from having as much of a loss. But that's okay. I traded my plan. I I got out when I was supposed to get out, and then I almost made all of it back up. So not a huge issue other than some time wasted that I missed on being able to get in other trades. But then I had a really a bad loss on SPX. I let that one get away from me a little bit, and I could have managed that probably a lot better. Oh, I'm sorry, I went to SPX. Let me go to SPY. I use SPY to trade SPX options because SPX will not let you have the LRC levels. So if you are trying to use the LRC strategy that's either in my Discord or on the Use Think Script forum, it will not work because there is no pre-market data for SPX. My SPX loss was around this time here, so it wasn't a it was a bad trade, not a not a bad idea, but a bad trade, and I'll explain why it was a bad trade. I should have been really, my motto is trust the levels, right? Well, I wasn't trusting my level. I was watching, I think I just got, sidetracked, wasn't really focusing on everything. And we already had a rejection of the 50. This is a 50% retracement that I had drawn prior to market open. And I decided to take this trade right here. And, or actually, I didn't take it there, I took it here because I waited for this to close. I got the green above the close. I took my trade. I think I scaled out one, or I no, I did not. I held this. I believe I had two, and oh no, it was only one. I only got in one. This will show you how much you can lose on SPX. So I caution everyone to trade SPX. You really have to be on your toes and willing to risk, risk more than you would normally risk on other stocks or other options. So I got in here. I held, I held, I held, I held, I held. It got up to here, and I think I was like at a 60 or $70 profit, maybe $80, $90 profit right here, and I did not get out. I saw this happen, came down. I mean, there are reasons why I stayed in, and we could just chalk this up to it just didn't work out. Sometimes that happens. The consolidation and pullback back to the 20, the push up, it kind of gave me confidence that this was going to continue, which it typically does. But what I should have trusted more than that is my 50% retracement. I shouldn't have been really trading into that because that is the time where this is going to, if it turns around, it was turning around and coming down for the day, and man did it turn around and come down today. So just really, really dumb. I need to trust my levels, and I know kind of what was going on. When you trade, it's somewhat emotional, it's psychological. You're thinking of this and that. So the last couple of days, price action, it's just been really, really tough to manage. Um, Not getting clean moves, get moves that we think are going to go. They come back, they go back up, they go back down, they come back up, go back down, and we've been getting that off and on through for the last couple of days or a few days. And so what that has done or created in me is more of I'm not I'm not really focusing. I'm focusing on trying to get from one point to the other point, I guess, or really quick trades, and instead of trying to trade the plan. But in reality, it's actually, I think it's the price action that's causing it. It is something I probably need to work on. I need to get better at managing that. Um, no question, I need to get better at managing that. Trying to trade the plan, but so anyhow, that was my mistake. I traded into the 50% retracement level, and I should never have traded into that. I should have waited for an actual move above this structure and above it to give me confirmation that it was probably going to go to the 533 level. So that was my bad. I lost $530 on that move right there. Got in here and ended up getting out.
200 EMA cross up.
I did follow my rules, so I had a close here. I had a close here, and then I exited as soon as I could, which was like right in here somewhere. So as soon as this closed, I hit my sell button and got out. And so anyhow, I really I could have stopped out. I could have got out up here for a lot less of a loss, but I decided to use my rules, follow my rules, and it ended up being a loss. So anyhow, that's trading sometimes, right? And but my mistake was really just trading into my level, and I never should have, and I wouldn't have had this loss. So I was actually down. I did have another loss on Meta, and I was down about $600. And so anyhow, I ended up getting an SPX trade for 60, and then I started trading the downside. And this is the part that, you know, honestly, this is really tough when you're trading SPX if you've never traded it. Um, you really have to be careful. It will cause you to FOMO out and FOMO in because you could enter right here, which would have been a perfect entry, right? You enter and hold this, but you let's just say you're in profit, you're up $1,000 at this point, which is probably about where you would be with an SPX trade. Well, this right here would take you to probably break even or maybe a loss at this point. It's just the way SPX works. Even if you got in exactly right here, you most likely would be at a loss right here. So then you would get, okay, you got this huge move. Then if I had got this huge move, which I didn't get the whole huge move, I was concerned with price action. I was concerned that it was going to break away, so I decided to just take profits really quick. And but if I got this whole move, let's just hypothetically say I would have been up about $5,000 right here, probably about 5,000 on this at this spot. But this move here would probably take me to being only up about $1,500. You may think that's crazy, but go watch it. It's nuts. It makes it very difficult to hold. But if you continue to hold through, it catches back up, and then you may be up like 7,000 right here. So anyhow, just if you're used to trading SPX, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never traded SPX, I would say stay away from it until you just really feel that you are able to manage the stress, the FOMO, the emotions that comes with trading SPX. I the Oh, I was going to say I got into. Let me show you the other trades I got into. Um, what part did I? Okay, so my my first put trade for SPX was actually on this big candle here, but I got in on this little green candle because I trade the move the beyond the close, and it moved beyond it, so I got in and I held all the way. I didn't hold for long because I was concerned this was going to kick back up on me. Once again, not following my 20 EMA rule, but since I had already lost the amount that I had today, I was playing it very tight, and I ended up with a $100 profit right there. My next entry, and I'll go back and show you how I should have traded this. My next entry was right here. This would have been a bang up trade if I had stayed in, but I didn't. I held through this all the way to only to this candle right here and ended up with a 440 profit. If that shows you how much you can make from here to here is 440. So figure another, say 500 or more to there. another 400 there. So you can see you can really make a lot of money really quick with SPX. So I traded those two trades there, and I got in my third trade, third and final, and this actually put me up to, I was just a little over $200 profit today, which is kind of comical. I was able to make back the 600, but if you think about that, that would be, I had to get rid of 6 plus 2, so I would have had, I would have had an $800 day today if I didn't have the losses, but that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, that's trading. Um, so I ended up getting out right there for another $130 profit. The way I should have traded this today, following my rules, first trade should have been here like I got in. I would have got out here, which would have been a loss, right? That would have been a loss on that one. This is just showing you how I trade this system. Oh, wait a minute. So that would not have been a loss. I get out or scale out on my yellow LRC. So take that back. So the way I trade it would be enter here. I would exit here, maybe even exiting all there. And why? See this little dotted line I have right here? That was a trend that SPY was trying to break, or was actually pivoting up off of the entire last couple days. So when this hit it, I would have exited all of my profit as I was trading. That's just the way I would have, and then I would have waited to see what would have happened. But the absolute banger of a trade would have been right here where I got in. I did get in on this trade here, but I should have held this all the way till I got, well, once again, I would have got out here. So my rules are I exit fully on the 524. So still would have been an amazing trade all the way down. Exit here, I'm out, great profit. Then I'm waiting for the next setup. Next setup comes in, bam, it's right there. Got one close, next close. Could have even taken this one, doesn't matter. You get in. This was a micro level. I would have scaled out on the micro level. It came down, pulled back up to the micro level, pushed, came back to the 20, came down, and then I would have most likely exited on this big push up here. So really would have made the same amount if I had just exited on the micro level. But in any event, that's how I should have traded it. If you're trading this strategy, that's how you should trade the strategy. It's an excellent. It's amazing. It works so well. I've been extremely successful for several months now, and I'm just looking forward to building upon that more and more. And if you have any questions, anyone watching this, if you have questions or would like to learn how to trade the strategy, um, you're welcome to come by. You can shoot me a DM in my Discord. My Discord link is down below in the description, and and we also trade live every day. If you're interested in joining the group, we have a paid membership that you're welcome to come in and welcome to join, of course, and be a part of our community. We have just an awesome community, serious traders, and very helpful, just awesome group of people. So we'd love to have you if you're interested. Come by. And if you have questions, you can paper trade. You can follow along if you like until you just get the hang of it. Make sure that you are consistent. Make sure you're confident. You're consistent day in and day out, trade in, trade out. It's okay to take losses, but you want to take small losses and have big gains. And that's what this strategy can do for you. if managed properly. And so we hope to see you. It would be awesome, if you come by and join us. We also have a free section. You can come in and hang out in the free section if you like. There's some guys in there. They send out questions. I answer everybody regardless. And so, yep, I appreciate you watching the video. If you like what you saw, or if you'd like to see more content like this, or have any more questions like this or about this strategy, leave them in the comments, and I check that, and I will definitely answer and reply to you as soon as I can. So I hope everybody out there had a great day. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you your likes and your subscriptions. If you do that for me, that would be awesome. And I will see you on the next video. You guys have a great day.